Hi there, my friends. It's me with Quilt to My Heart today, and I just thought I would pop on here and share what I'm working on today. So as you know, it's springtime. Spring has sprung here in Alabama, and we are in the midst of a pollen dump. And if you'll look at my eyes, if y'all will notice sometimes that I'm scratching my eyes or scratching the tip of my nose or something like that, it's because this is full-blown allergy season for me. For this month right here and a week of next month, I will be miserable with allergies. So my face is puffy, but we're pressing on today and doing what we can, and just enjoying life. I thought about what I want to share with you today is a little bit different. I love, springtime decorations, Easter decorations. I love the bunnies, the pastel colors, the little chicks and stuff like that. But I am a Christian, and I have a quilt rack that hangs in my kitchen, and it's been my desire to start making some seasonal quilts to go on that quilt rack. And I wanted something a little more, as a Christian, Easter represents to us the resurrection of Christ. So I wanted something just a little more personal, a little more meaningful that I could hang on that quilt rack in my kitchen to kind of encapsulate for me what Easter is really about. So I come up with a little design. I didn't have a pattern for it, but I just decided to kind of wing it and just go along and make a little, I guess you would call it a mini quilt, or maybe even like a flag, that you could hang in, that I could hang in my kitchen and just enjoy throughout the Easter season. That would really speak to me, So I come up with this, and I really like the way it turned out. It's just a little wall hanging. Let me back y'all up a little bit so maybe you can see a little bit better. Let's see if I can show you better. Yeah. It's a cross. And there are 3 hearts in the foreground there. And if I can bring it up a little bit closer and you can see the color of these stripes is a dark cranberry. It's not really picking up, but it's a dark cranberry red. So, and I really like this. I had come up with the little, just sat down and was just doodling and come up with the cross patch. But I wanted something to go with it. I didn't think just the cross by itself. I thought it needed something, alongside of it, but I didn't want to overdo it. I wanted the cross to be the main part of the little mini quilt. So I found these heart blocks in my stash that I had worked on for a Valentine's Day project, and this would probably do even for Valentine's Day decor. You could leave this up from Valentine's right on through Easter. But yeah, so I found those little heart blocks in my stash that I had made that was left over from a previous. I love hearts. You can tell my title's Quilt to My Heart on my blog or here on my channel. So I love the little hearts, but I happen to have 3 of them. So I thought that was so cool because, Jesus was in the grave for 3 days. So I thought that each one of the hearts could represent to me a day that Christ was in the grave, and he did it out of love. We know that he did it out of his great love. And even the stripes that I put in, I thought that was a good representation of the blood that Christ shed on the cross. So I thought this would be a great little project for me to hang up for the Easter season. I could even hang this up for Valentine's Day too, because like the Bible says, no greater love hath any man than he lay down his life. I think this would be great for either Valentine's or Easter. So, but I have made a Valentine's Day. I might get to share some pictures of that sometime with y'all. I Thought it turned out super cute. The little mini quilt that I made to hang up for Valentine's Day, and it had the hearts on it with some red hearts. Like I said, I love the heart motif. It's always been one of my favorites. In the house that we lived in previously, when my husband put in my closet in the hallway, when he was working on the closet there in the hallway, I had him to put a little, you know, a little wooden soffit in the top with a little heart in it. He done that for me. I'm kind of corny that way. If you could see my house, my mom is so, she is so not in approval. My mom is an awesome, I'll have to show her, I'll have to get mom to come on here sometime and talk to y'all, but my mom is a decorator extraordinaire, and she can do it on the shoestringest budget. I think that's why I love quilting and handicrafts and eclectic, dusty, dirty, old things, is because we did not have that when I was growing up. My mom had more of the, I don't know how to explain it, but her decor matches and it looks good, and it's about beauty and not about function a lot of times in my mom's decor. So she doesn't really approve of my type of decorating. She wants things done right. You know, that picture isn't balanced. It's got to be balanced and everything, and I'm just not that way. I'm just a happy-go-lucky type of person. I just throw things together, and it's something that has meaning to me or something that I like. So yeah, I come up with that little, and let me show y'all the I was thinking, what will I back this with? Oh, and I was going to even say, even the little roses, it's got roses on it. And I was thinking about the scripture too, where it says that Jesus is the rose of Sharon. You know, where the Bible calls him the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley. So I thought that was meaningful too. So I'm really happy with the way my little mini quilt is turning out. And I can't wait to get it on my frame and get it quilted up. But let me show you what I found to go. I was thinking, what will I back it with? Because I wanted something appropriate to back it with, but I wanted the quilt to do, you know, the main stand out. But I found this in my stash, and it's got little Bible scriptures, and it's got little birds, so that's so appropriate, and leaves for spring, and it's got little Bible scriptures, and the colors even just go so great together. And you might look at this and think, well, I don't think that would go, but when you get it together, when you get the two together, you will see that it can absolutely be a cute backing. So I had that little piece, and it wasn't much, and I was wondering what I would do with it, and it's just got scripture verses on it. So I'm going to use that for the backing on my little Easter hanging. Okay, so yeah. And somebody had asked what I quilt on as far as my frame. They wanted me to share my frame. And my room is so small, but I'm going to flip you around and show you my quilt frame, if I can do that. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so you're looking at my quilt setup. I have a Juki that's on the carriage. Hey, y'all just overlook my little pin cushion here. That's my little pin cushion that I just hang. It's just something I threw together because I needed it to put those long pins in, to have them handy to use to pin the quilt tops and backs onto my my quilt frame, onto my leader cloths. So this is the Q-Zone Queen, and I don't know how much you can see before you run into my table here, but it is 8 foot long, and I have the Handy Quilter leader cloths on it. You don't have to put leader cloths on this Q-Zone Queen, but it helps you to save on your backing and batten fabric and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be, your backing doesn't have to be quite as long, so that saves you fabric in the long run. So I just decided, and it just makes it a little easier for me to center up the quilt and all. So I just went ahead and put that leader cloth. And on my carriage, I have a Juki sewing machine. It's a Juki TL 2000 QI. Let's see if I can move you around here so you can see that. It's a Juki 2000 QI. And this has the Sure Stitch regulator from the Grace Company. This frame, carriage, and Sure Stitch regulator all come from the Grace Company. Yeah, every bit of that is from the Grace Company, and I believe they're based in Utah, and they are the foremost, they're one of the foremost producers of the quilt frames in the United States, and I would say they probably make their product here in the United States. Yay! Thumbs up. No hatred. No, I'm just picking y'all. It's made here in the United States, I do believe. This quilt frame is. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the Juki was made overseas, because I don't even know, do we even manufacture? I don't know that they manufacture sewing machines in the United States anymore. Yeah, but I have been really pleased with it so far. I'm just getting used to using it. I had purchased it. Well, I didn't purchase it. Actually, my son, bless his heart, I have a precious, precious son. And he bought me that frame and that Juki machine and the Sure Stitch regulator. His dad and him, they went in together and bought me that. Was that not awesome of them? And I am getting used to using it, and I really like it. I really do like it. The only problem that I have with it at this point is remembering to go slow and go at a steady pace, because when you get into the zone and you're working with it and you get your design down pat and that muscle memory clicks in, you'll get to going a little bit too fast. And on one of my quilts, I was breaking so many needles, and I was thinking, what is wrong? What is wrong? And then it hit my mind, you were going, this is not a long arm machine. It can only do so much, Melissa, and you are going faster than the machine can keep up with you. So, yeah, I had to tell myself to slow down a little bit on my quilting. And when I did that, it seemed like it went better. It also likes, I have found that my machine really does well with polyester thread. Cotton thread is great for your piecing, and cotton thread is even great if you want to quilt with that. You know, if you want to hand quilt with it or machine quilt with it. But you need a kind of a strong thread that's able to stretch. I would think it would need just a little bit of stretch in it, because you're going at a high rate of speed and it's stretching that thread some. So I started using the glide thread, and it has been a game changer for me. I don't have to change out the bobbin. That was another thing. If you don't have the larger long arm machine on your carriage, and you just, you know, you have to, when you have to change that bobbin out, you have to get down under the machine and, you know, lift everything up, and you're fighting to get your hand up in there to get the bobbin changed. That's kind of one of the downsides of having just a regular domestic machine. The bobbin's hard to get to on it. But I will gladly trade that in for fighting that big quilt, trying to free motion it and jam it under, you know, the bed of that machine, a regular sewing machine, anytime. Even though, you know, there are some ladies that just excel at doing that very thing. I mean, they are just awesome. I think of Angela Walters, my goodness. The designs that she can just free motion quilt with her hands, and that machine is just, it's amazing. People are amazing. Crafters are amazing people. I feel like I'm just way down on the totem pole. There are so many people that do such awesome, awesome handicrafts. I was watching a lady the other night. It was an African-American lady, and she was sharing pine cone quilting. And just looking at all those little intricate triangles that lady had spent hours and hours and hours sewing onto that quilt top. People just amaze me. I mean, it does. I mean, people just amaze me. How that the good Lord created us to be creative, how he put that in us to want to create and make beautiful things, and how people can do that. It's just simply amazing. And I guess that's why I try to quilt and do my little bit, what I can do. I love creative endeavors, just always have. But anyways, yeah, I got a little confession. I got a confession to make to y'all. A little confession. I kind of said last time that I wasn't going to get anything else from Temu, but y'all, I did it again. I got on there last night, and I was looking at some quilt templates and stuff, and I fudged a little bit, y'all, and ordered a few before they get gone, because there are some other things that I want to try out. I wanted to show y'all something really quick. I tried out the Dresden templates too. And don't laugh at my little quilt block. This is just a sample. I mean, the points don't match up very good. The fabric is off. I need 3 different fabrics. I did see that. I'll need 3 different fabrics to make the design like it's supposed to be. But I ran up this little Dresden plate just on a whim. You can see right here that these 2 fabrics shouldn't be, they shouldn't be touching. But you would have to have 3 different fabrics to make it like it's supposed to be, at least 3. And I am really impressed with it. This was the little Dresden plate template from Temu that I was talking to y'all about. And hey, it measures out good. It works great. What I did on the back side of it, I didn't have any interface, any lightweight interface. And so I just used some white fabric to turn my petals, And I think that would make, and it's got the little circle too. It's got the little circle template. I'll have to make that. But I think this would make the cutest quilt. And my brain is clicking. Wouldn't this be a good way to use up scraps? I can just see that in a scrappy quilt. That Dresden plate in a scrappy quilt. I think that would be so pretty. Just different, vibrant colored kaleidoscope of scraps. I think that would be so cute in a quilt. So I'm looking forward to using that. I can see some Christmas table runners in my future, maybe. And these are just ideas. When I say this, they might materialize. Sometimes they don't, but I do that. I just throw out different ideas to myself. But yeah, this video is getting kind of long, and I'm going to let y'all go. And I hope y'all are having a great week. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope y'all are being blessed. And you're just having a lot of fun in your sewing space. And until next time, y'all, this has been me. I'm right here. We're hanging in here. Look at my eyes, how puffy, y'all. We're waiting on spring to be over. I have such a love-hate relationship with springtime weather. I love the sunshine. I love the lengthening of the days. I love to hear the birds sing and just the new life and baby chicks and all the things, and our chickens start laying again after the winter and just stuff like that. It's just so much to love about springtime and the first flowers and the budding of the trees. But along with all of that comes my arch enemy, pollen. And it's hit me full force this year. It is so polleny, but we're hanging in there. And until next time, this has been Melissa here at the Quilting by Heart. Yeah, that's the name. Here at Quilting by Heart. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.